this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
The springtime thaw is finally here. Flowers are blooming. Days are longer. We're saying yes to more plans and finally getting outside. Running, walking, just moving again. It's the perfect time to upgrade your everyday go-tos with Bombas. Take Bombas sport socks. They're super comfortable and designed with sport-specific tech for running, cycling, yoga, hiking, you name it. I use them to run in, and I can tell you they work beautifully. So head over to bombas.com and use code SYSK for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com, code SYSK at checkout.
All cat parents understand the feeling of being totally ignored by your cat and often thinking, does my cat even love me? There's only one solution to solve that, Sheba. Feed your cat Sheba and go from feeling ignored to truly adored in 12 days guaranteed or your money back. Sheba has a menu of products, appetizers, entrees, treats, and even a kittens menu. So Sheba has a product for even the pickiest eater, like Sheba Puree made with bone broth, a smooth and creamy texture that cats love, or Sheba Grilled, protein-rich formula made with real chicken and seafood. To learn more, check out Sheba.com.
This episode of Stuff You Should Know is sponsored by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store, it's all possible with the Squarespace website. Go to squarespace.com and set your website apart.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark, and there's Charles W. Chuck Bryant. Jerry's over there, and this is Stuff You Should Know, the one where Chuck and Jerry, who are old, reminisce about Evel Knievel.
We're all the same age now, buddy.
Yeah, that's true.
We're all in our 40s.
But I wasn't suddenly catapulted or imbued with memories of Evel Knievel.
So you don't have any?
I had a...
I guess not. I mean, his star was fading by 78, 79.
Let me ask you what the stunt cycle was like. Was it a ramp where a man on a motorcycle was like wedged in and then you like pulled a ripcord and it shot off?
Well, that's what Jerry was just talking about. The version I had of the Evel Knievel stunt cycle was a little unit that had a ramp that this little motorcycle and doll on the motorcycle, action figure, you could click it into place. And then there was a crank on the side.
Okay.
And you cranked it, and then I think it was a button or something you hit to release it, and it would go flying off.
Okay, but Jerry, you had the ripcord one.
She's misremembering, I think she realizes.
I had something with a ripcord. I guess it was like a knockoff of it or something.
You had the awful canoffle.
Nice one, Chuck.
Which we'll get to.
Yeah.
That's actually a real thing.
That was smart.
Not a real toy.
No. As a real human who lived and died in Butte, Montana.
But Evel Knievel was a big deal for me as a kid, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I was right in there at like 6 and 7 years old when he was doing his biggest stunts on ABC Wide World of Sports seemingly every weekend.
Yeah. No, by the time I was like becoming aware of the world, he had already spent all his money and was bankrupt.
Right, like you were like 17. You're like, whoa, where am I?
What's going on?
Why is everybody looking at me?
Why am I still wearing a diaper?
So part of this inspiration for picking this was I saw the documentary Being Evil a few weeks ago.
The Johnny Knoxville one?
Yeah.
Good?
It's not bad.
Oh, Johnny Knoxville's at home going, yes!
I mean, it wasn't great, but I think the bar for documentaries is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah,
as far as like entertaining you.
You know, they're making another 5 or 6 episodes of Making a Murderer.
That's what I heard.
It's gonna be good.
It was okay though. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Too many interviews with modern day people.
Yeah, that can easily ruin a documentary.
Talking about, what he meant to them and stuff.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah.
Go take your memories and go to hell.
Oh.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
But it was good. It was, I watched it on a plane. It was worthwhile.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. You watched it on a plane and you weren't watching Us instead?
No, I don't watch Us.
We're kind of funny.
No, that's what I'm told.
You're missing out, pal. Internet Roundup's the finest thing anywhere.
All right, so Evel Knievel was born in October 17th, 1938 in Butte, Montana.
Yep.
A rough and tumble mining town.
Yeah. Still to this day, I imagine, but back then...
I doubt if it's genteel. But watching this documentary, he made a very strong point several times about how tough it was. And, like,
right.
the men got in, like, there were fights every day. It was just rampant fighting and misogyny.
Sure.
In this town.
I think that's what it says, like, on the Welcome to Butte.
And, of course, it was the 1930s and 40s, so that kind of stuff was a little more acceptable.
I guess, yeah.
But throughout his career, he was a bit of a misogynistic jerk.
Oh, yeah, he took that whole mentality and really ran with it.
Yeah.
But I read elsewhere that the movie that was made about him, starring George Hamilton, which he supposedly didn't like, is called Evel Knievel.
Yeah, there's been several.
But this is, I think, the first one. It was in 1971, I think, when he was really just starting to, like, gain his fame.
Mm-hmm.
It was written by the guy who wrote Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, John Milius.
And there's
a great documentary about him, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently the way that he wrote the movie really created in Evel Knievel's mind the Evel Knievel persona.
Yeah.
And so he really adopted that, like, macho, bravado, tough thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, he was a tough kid before then and a tough dude, but apparently that really kind of, like, laid the groundwork for him to be like, oh, this is how I speak in public. And, yeah, I will go ahead and punch that cameraman's lights out, that kind of thing.
He literally adopted it. Like, in the documentary, he, you know, in the movie, the John Milius script in the movie, there's a lot of long voiceover dialogue from George Hamilton as Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I would look the beast in the eye and knew I would have to make the jump. And then it would cut to Evel Knievel saying these things.
Yeah.
Like, he would literally lifted dialogue from his own movie.
I see.
To use in the press and stuff. It was very funny.
Man.
And rumor had it that he didn't, when it came time to, like, read the script, he was like, you read it to me.
Oh, yeah?
And he had, like, George Hamilton read him the entire script.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
He did drop out of school.
Yeah, so he was a kid, 1938, born in Butte. Tough town, had first of two kids. His family, his birth parents, pretty much abandoned him to his paternal grandparents.
Yeah.
And kind of just checked out.
Said, so long, Evel.
Yeah. I'm not sure what happened to them, but they did not stick around as parents, which had to have a bad effect on him.
Yeah. I have the impression, though, that his grandparents raised him as best they could.
Yeah.
That he wasn't neglected or anything like that.
No.
But I think it was one of those situations where you tend to have a lot more free time when you're being raised by your grandparents than by your parents.
Yeah.
Who have a little more energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Early on in life, he kind of found he had a knack for this P.T. Barnum-esque way of drumming up attention, which would serve him later in life.
Yeah.
When he was a little paper boy, he would outsell his counterparts by making up headlines, or at the very least, sensationalizing the headlines.
Right.
So he could sell more papers.
Elk goes on killing rampage.
And by the way, I got most of my stuff from the Evel Knievel website, his own website.
Yeah, which I believe is operated by his son Kelly.
Yeah.
Right? At least he's signed on to it. It's like an official biography.
Yeah, and it was a very much more complete biography than what we had on our own website.
Oh, yeah.
And I also use the New York Times obituary. Those are always good.
Those are good. There's a great New Yorker article I found about the guy. We'll talk about him later. There was a great New Yorker article. I read a good review of the Johnny Knoxville documentary.
Yeah.
There's some other stuff around there.
Was it written by Johnny Knoxville?
What is it? Brilliant. 4 stars.
So he goes away to the Army because he got in a lot of trouble growing up, would steal hubcaps and motorcycles and things.
Yeah.
So he was faced with prison time or Army. He chose Army, and then eventually came back to Butte and married a woman named Linda Bork, who he stayed married to for many, many, many years.
Until I think 1995.
Yeah.
Or
And
97, one of the two.
you just watch this documentary, man, you feel so bad for this lady.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because she's very sweet, and you could just see the heartbreak on her face of being married to this man who just flagrantly cheated on her. Mm-hmm. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times through the years.
So one of the things I saw was that he did that, but he also revered her. So how did they get into the documentary of how he managed to balance that or rationalize that, or is that just not the case?
Yeah, I don't know, man. The documentary doesn't paint a very pretty picture of the man himself.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently that would be a very glossy thing to do.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of stuff about this guy that's not so hot.
Yeah, for sure. But you would have thought the guy was single, because he's literally like on TV, like leaving the casino drunk with like 4 women. And, he'll yell at the cameraman like, you want to follow us to our room? And, we're in the honeymoon suite. Jeez. And, his wife's at home.
Watching this on TV?
Yeah. It's terrible. So he worked, he went back home to Butte, worked at a mining company for a while. He, apparently then, worked on the surface of the mine and, got fired when he drove a bulldozer, wheelie style, into the power lines, causing the city to lose power.
Which, this is a perfect example to me of this legend of Evel Knievel, right here.
Some of this sounds made up.
When you hear about it, even if it's real, especially if it's real, when you hear about it, you're like, what a legend,
Yeah.
But imagine like being on that site, watching this happen, having your life just risked by some jackass.
Yeah.
And then the entire town of Butte being like out of electricity for hours.
Yeah.
Because some guy did a wheelie in an earth mover. If you like really put yourself in the position of like being there in reality and seeing this unfold.
He's a menace.
Yeah. In a lot of ways.
And he recounts his story with like a whiskey about how great it was.
Right.
Or something.
Exactly.
In 1956, he finally got in some real trouble and was sent to a jail. And this is where his nickname came up, because there in the jail with him was one William Knievel, and he was actually nicknamed Awful Knievel.
Right.
That's where I made up that dumb joke.
I thought it was a great joke.
Well, thanks. And so apparently the guy, the jailer, said, we have Awful Knievel and Evel Knievel. And later in life, when he would get a sponsorship, he would officially take on the name Evel, but he changed it from an I to an E because he didn't want to be associated with being evil. Yeah,
he had this really weird duality or dichotomy going on where I guess he wanted to be good, but he really just wasn't necessarily.
Yeah. But he was always like, that's why he wore the white, red, white, and blue, because he didn't want to be associated with like Hell's Angels or black leather
because
clothes.
One of the things that Evel Knievel did was to introduce motorcycles to the rest of America in a non-Hell's Angels way.
Right.
Because after World War II, everybody on a motorcycle was a member of a motorcycle gang.
Right.
And that was what America thought of people on motorcycles. Evel Knievel comes along and he's like, no, look, you can jump over Greyhound buses with these things. And as long as you're wearing red, white, and blue, you're fine.
Right. And he was also inspired, too, with the capes and things by Elvis, of course, and Liberace.
Well,
which might seem like an odd inspiration, but he thought Liberace was like the greatest showman on earth.
Yeah.
Like he and Elvis, so why not? And when you saw his private life, he lived like Elvis, very lavish, spender.
Yeah.
Not smart with money.
Yeah, he said that there's nothing, no matter how expensive it is, that he's not going to have 2 of.
Yeah, he was one of those. Like, had 2 yachts, had 2 planes.
Yeah.
He said, I've owned every diamond, I've slept with every kind of woman I wanted to.
Yeah, apparently he had a yacht that you could land a helicopter on. It had a helipad.
Could it land 2?
One on top of the other. The bottom one had to be turned off at the time, though, right? Or else it'd be bad.
Yeah, that would be bad. But he was a heck of an athlete. As a youngster, he was a really good hockey player. He was a champion ski jumper. He actually played, and this is an amazing story, he played amateur hockey, or I guess semi-pro hockey, and with that P.T. Barnum quality, he actually cooked up a real exhibition match with the Czechoslovakian national hockey team in 1960.
Yeah.
He somehow cooked this event up to have them come to Montana to play them.
Right.
And it worked.
Yeah, it did work. The Czech Olympic hockey team came and played the Butte Bombers.
It's amazing.
I didn't see who won. I'm sure that it would say the Bombers won.
Yeah, they didn't.
So I'm just assuming the Czechs just mopped the floor with the Butte Bombers.
They did.
Here's another example of like, God, what a scamp. What a legend.
Yeah.
Whereas if you put yourself in the real situation, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Take it away, Chuck.
Well, after the match, he gets kicked out of the match conveniently in the third period and disappears from the venue. And then afterward, the Czech team went to the box office and they're like, all right, where's our money from the sales of the receipts, the tickets, because we were promised a certain amount.
Yeah.
And they're like, there is no money. It's vanished.
It's stolen. Someone stole it.
Who could it have been?
I know. Now, here's the thing. If he, like, that's not good, right?
Right.
But if he went back and was like, hey, fellow hardworking Butte Bombers, here's
your cut.
Exactly, your equal percentage of the proceeds.
Yeah.
The Czech team's going to be taken care of by the International Olympic Committee, which is what happened.
Right.
We can really use this cash. If he did that, maybe there's like a Robin Hood thing going on. If he kept it all to himself, come on. That's just that's theft. That's burglary.
And it doesn't explicitly say that he's the one who took it either.
No.
It's like this hint. All right, let's take a break.
Okay.
And we'll get more into Evel Knievel after this.
Hey everybody, we're here to talk to you about Wayfair, who believes that spaces should be functional, they should be comfortable, they should be well designed, and they can be well designed by you with their help.
Your updated space should feel more comfortable, inviting, and practical for everyday use. And we're talking about outdoor seating. We're talking about grills. We're talking about major appliances. If you need storage solutions, Wayfair can help you out. Patio lighting, rugs, decor. It is your one-stop shop for home.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting nice out, so it's time to think about living outdoors for the next few months. And Wayfair knows that outdoor furniture, it's heavy, it's intimidating to assemble. So Wayfair has stepped in and said, we're going to handle the hard part so you don't have to.
That's right. You can shop Wayfair Verified, your shortcut to the good stuff. And that means their team of product specialists are going to vet everything by hand using a 10-point inspection, testing things like, quality materials, functionality and features, and even how long it takes to build that piece of furniture. And the overall experience save time, reduce hassle, and improved convenience.
Patio season is here, and these deals won't last. So head to wayfair.com right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band tee, not just a tee, the band tee from the last show your favorite band ever played. You wore it everywhere. Then your girlfriend started wearing it, which was cute until she dumped you and took it with her, which was not so cute.
Yeah, well, anyway, now you're on eBay. And there it is. Same tee from the same tour. Still living in your memory, rent-free forever.
See, the things you love have a way of finding their way back to you. But eBay isn't just for getting whatever your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend stole back, right?
No, it's also for that rare championship foul ball you caught, then heroically gave to the kid next to you. And where else are you going to find your first car? The one you wish you'd never sold. But now, finally get the chance to take it back home. For good this time.
So shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
All right, Chuck, and I don't mean to be knocking your childhood hero.
Well, no, he's knocked.
By Knoxville.
I never looked up to him like, I want to be just like him one day.
I think a lot of kids did, though.
Like, I jumped my bike and stuff and played with a toy, but,
Did you ever hurt yourself?
Never an injury from a bike jump.
Gotcha.
I mean, I got hurt. I got stitches a lot growing up. I never broke bones.
Right.
I was always getting cut.
So he inspired you. You didn't idolize him.
No, exactly.
I see. Okay. There was a paper published in 1976 in the journal Pediatrics This is from, I think, that New Yorker article where these doctors created a term called the Evel Knievel syndrome, where there was this outbreak of ER visits by young boys who were injuring themselves across America.
Yeah.
And it was like happening with enough frequency that these doctors were like warning parents about this.
Yeah.
They're like, your kids are watching this guy and then jumping their bikes and breaking their arms.
Yeah, and it wasn't just like, I remember the incentive to jump higher and longer because of him.
Yeah.
I will say that.
I gotcha.
Like, oh, here's a bike jump, but like, let's make it 2 feet higher and let's stretch it out and then let's put something in between, like your friends are going to lay down on the ground and you're going to jump over them. Like, it definitely brought a different element to play.
Gotcha.
So I can verify that.
I gotcha.
But I never got injured.
And maybe I should have my friends hold a ring of fire.
Well, I told you in that other show that I used to light the ring of fire and jump the stunt cycle through it.
Awesome.
So, all right, now we're in the 1960s. He is, the first motorcycle action he gets into officially was a motorcycle racing circuit. So he would race bikes, get in wrecks, and you'll see this over and over and over. He would crash a lot.
Yeah, one of the things about Evel Knievel and what he was doing is,
He wasn't very good at it.
well, whether he made it or not, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
He still got paid and he still got the publicity.
Oh, even
And-
more so if he crashed.
Right. He was well aware that if he did crash, it would draw more people out to the next one.
Yeah.
Because I think he said people didn't come to see him die. They came to see him defy death.
Right.
So he was never all like, you just want to see me die, you pack of jackals.
Yeah.
It was, he kind of got that people were like, yeah, maybe this guy's not going to make it and I don't want to miss that. But
Yeah.
I do want him to make it. But if he doesn't, I still want to see. I
Well,
want to see his head come clean off.
and here was the thing too, by watching this doc, he didn't study the physics or was not even advised on the physics of these jumps.
Wow.
Like, you need so much ramp area,
Yeah.
this much speed in order to reach this kind of height and this much length. He would just say, like, he would just eyeball it
Yeah.
and be like, I'm just going to go fast as I can with whatever space I have.
That's fascinating.
And he knew going into a lot of these jumps that he wasn't likely to make it. Like, he wasn't like, oh yeah, I've got this one. But his one way he was a very stand-up guy was he always did it.
Well, that was one of his things, was that he said that keeping your word was extremely important.
Yeah, he was in that way.
That's what he said to kids.
Yeah, he didn't back out of a jump.
Although, again, dichotomously, he was famous for not paying his bills.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Dichotomous is right. So he's racing motorcycles at this point. He's crashing all over the place. He eventually gets a job. He kind of had a bunch of little odd jobs over the years, selling insurance.
Well, that one seemed to come really close to being a career for him.
Yeah, he was good at it.
Yeah, he was very good at it, and they wouldn't promote him, so he quit. But before then, he really got good at selling insurance.
Yeah, and supposedly he wanted to become vice president after 3 months on the job.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So he thought a lot of himself,
Yeah.
to say the least.
He supposedly sold 271 policies in one day to mental patients at an institution.
And then there's that. Eventually he would move to Washington State, Moses Lake. I like Moose's Lake better.
Sure.
And open a Honda motorcycle dealership, which was a bit of a tough sell at the time. Honda motorcycles were not, and just regular motorcycles, like you said, weren't all the rage.
No, but especially not Japanese ones.
No.
Couple decades after World War II.
Absolutely. So he started thinking of ways to draw people in.
Well, he offered a $100 discount to anybody who could beat him in arm wrestling.
Yeah.
But that was implied that you had to buy the motorcycle. But you get $100 off.
Yeah, there's something about these dudes, like the P.T. Barnums, the Harry Houdinis.
Sarah the Barracuda's husband. Who's the lady? Sarah Palin's husband.
Sarah Palin's husband.
Yeah, remember he was like, they called him the first dude of Alaska.
Oh, really?
He'd like race snowmobiles do donuts in like the town square and stuff.
Yeah, that guy then.
Yeah. Oh, he was very much in this vein.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
he wasn't a self-promoter, he was just a dude.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he wasn't selling a lot of Honda bikes, so he would offer to arm wrestle for money, and he'd start to do tricks like to do wheelies in the parking lot and ride, the old trick where you ride through the firewall. They'd set like a wooden wall on fire.
Oh,
and
yeah.
bust through it on your motorcycle.
Right, yeah.
So
the firewall.
Yeah, what do you think I said?
Firewall.
Oh. Yeah. So sort of minor motorcycle stunts are going on at this point in his career.
Well, and this came out of meeting a guy named Jim Pomeroy, who raced motorcycles.
Yeah.
And he worked at Jim Pomeroy's brother's, I think, dealership or shop, and he learned a lot of stuff from that guy. That was huge.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, he had worked for a dude named W. Clement Stone at the insurance company that he worked for. And W. Clement Stone co-authored a book called Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude. It was a self-help book.
Yeah.
And I guess Evel Knievel picked it up and read it. And that really helped form another vital part of his personality.
Yeah.
Which is, like you get out there and you do it, and like whether you want to or not, hard work will help you persevere, and just that whole kind of like rah-rah, all-America, can-do spirit that he just basically personified. Apparently it came from that.
I'm surprised he was a good candidate for Scientology.
Yeah. Here, I want you to read this book called Dianetics.
So the other thing he was inspired by as a kid that he hearkened back to later in his life was going to a stunt show from a guy named Joey Chitwood, and he was a motorcycle daredevil in little Robert Knievel at the time.
He was a car driver.
Oh, he wasn't a motorcycle guy?
No, that was Evel Knievel's big innovation. He's
Okay.
like, I'm going to do this on motorcycles.
Yeah, because it's even more dangerous.
Right.
But he was inspired as a little kid to do something like this. And eventually he said, you know what? I'm going to cook up my own show. I'm going to be the promoter. I'm going to be the marketer.
Write the press release.
I'm going to be the MC
Sell
for my
the
own
tickets.
show. Yeah, he did everything.
He did, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, he was a tenacious guy. He did not fall into his money by accident.
I'm going to single-handedly rob the box office.
I bet you how he robbed the box office is basically going up and saying, "Hey, Jeannie, just go ahead and give me all the money."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, yeah, of course. This is your show."
Sure, I'll call you later.
And yeah, exactly. All right, where are we here?
Oh, so he's at his first show that he did
Right.
everything for, and I can't remember where it was.
This is where he jumped the rattlesnakes and the mountain lions.
Yeah. So he got himself a bunch of rattlesnakes, put them in a box, tied up 2 mountain lions around the box, and then put a ramp on either side of this whole setup.
Yep.
And jumped it. And apparently almost made it, but the back wheel of his bike knocked the box over, and I guess the rattlesnakes all escaped toward the crowd.
That sounds like a bit of a stretch to probably how it really happened. That's just a guess, though.
Yeah.
But I guess the allure there was kids showed up literally thinking he might crash and be descended upon by lions and snakes right in front of our eyes.
Can I please go, Mom and Dad?
Because you know what snakes would do if a motorcycle crashed by them. They would say, "Go get him!"
Right. That way.
They wouldn't slither off in fear for their life.
Right.
Or anything.
They'd go after, they'd be like, now's our chance. Now's our chance to take this guy out.
So he was putting on more and more of these solo shows, and he realized he needed a sponsor if he wanted to really kind of kick it up a notch.
Yeah, because he needed help.
Yeah.
He needed to not have to write all the press releases himself.
Sure. So he could hire folks. He got a sponsor named Bob Blair, who owned ZDS Motors, and he kept them flush with motorcycles and cash. And he started his own stunt show. And this is where he finally changed his name. Originally it was called, I think, Bobby Knievel and his motorcycle Daredevils. And then the guy, the sponsor said, "No, everyone knows you as Evel Knievel. Call yourself Evel Knievel." And he said, "All right, but let's spell it with an E because I don't, everyone knows I'm a good guy."
I'm a role model.
Yeah. So then in 1966, he debuts that show in Indio, California.
Yeah.
And it was a big success.
Crashed through firewalls.
Yeah.
It was a success, but he also was injured, right?
Sure. This one was when he tried to stand there on the ground. This was a big trick he did. And he would leap up into the air, spread eagle, and a motorcycle would drive between his legs.
Okay, so the one in Indio, California went without a hitch. It was the one a couple weeks later in Barstow.
Yeah.
Where that didn't go so well, that trick.
No, and you can see this footage. Like,
oh, it's out there?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah. The motorcycle helmet of the driver hits him square in the crotch, and he flips up like 15 feet in the air and lands on the ground. And he's not wearing a helmet and pads on this because he's on the ground.
Yeah, why would he? He's not the one on the motorcycle.
Yeah, so it did not go well, to say the least.
He went into the hospital for a couple of weeks. But when he came out, he went right back and finished the show a month later.
And that became a hallmark. If he couldn't finish the show then, he would come back to the same town and complete the jump that he crashed.
And the crowd wouldn't be allowed to leave the Coliseum until he came back a month later.
We've been living here for 4 weeks.
It'd get pretty gamey in those places.
So then he decided to do his own solo performances. The Daredevil show broke apart, and he said, I don't need those guys anyway, and started doing his solo shows. And in 1966 in Montana, Missoula, he kind of had his first big car jump where he jumped 12 cars in a cargo van, and he crashed that one as well. He crashed a lot.
He did crash a lot. I think I saw that he landed as often as crashed, but from going over his stunts, it seems like he crashed more than he landed.
Well, and he would usually crash upon a semi-successful land.
Right.
Like he would hit the ground, and for a second you think, he made it.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, he was jumping a 300-pound street cycle. Like they modified it some over the years, and he would eventually end up with the Harley XR750 as his main bike. But these were not the bikes that they used to jump in the X Games today.
Oh, yeah, not light.
Not close.
Yeah.
Like the things they use today are built exactly for that.
Right.
And did you see the world record jump, the current one?
No.
Dude, it's nuts.
How far does the guy go?
He jumped a football field.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember how many feet it ended up being exactly, but it looks like it's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen, how far this guy jumps. and how smooth it all went. Like the takeoff, the approach, the landing, it was all just like butter.
Was it Tony Hawk who did it?
I think it was. But you watch this guy's jump today and how just flawless and beautiful and graceful it is, and then watching
Evel
Knievel's jumps, and it's funny by comparison. Because he was clearly a skilled motorcycle rider. I'm not saying that.
Well,
but,
yeah.
Oh, man.
No, he could ride a motorcycle standing on it.
Yeah.
And doing all sorts of cool tricks. But yeah, the 300 pounds is a definite handicap in jumping cars and things and buses.
Well, yeah, when you look at the footage compared to today, what your immediate thought is this guy had no idea what he was doing.
Right.
And he didn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't studying the science of it, so.
No. So he started, his whole thing was when he would come back to a town, the same town, to get people to come, he would just add another car or two.
Yeah.
Just make it bigger.
Sure.
People wanted to see longer, farther jumps or a different kind of car. Like in Yakima, Washington, he once jumped, or tried to jump, a number of Pepsi trucks. I think 12 or 15 Pepsi trucks.
Yeah.
Didn't make it. But that's unusual. Pepsi trucks. Who's ever tried that before?
Probably got money from Pepsi.
It was sponsored by Pepsi. Or Greyhound buses. He jumped those. So he would, or stacked cars. I think he might still hold the record for the number of stacked crushed cars.
Because no one does that anymore.
Jumped on a Harley. Specifically a Harley.
Right.
Which I think probably ties in. I didn't understand it before until you said that. That probably ties into that the record is on a Harley because you'd have to be nuts to do that these days.
There is a guy, though.
Evel Knievel.
So, there's a dude now that's trying to recreate some of his jumps using that same bike.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is his name Eddie Braun?
I don't know. I didn't catch his name.
There's a dude who's a stuntman, pretty well-known stuntman, named Eddie Braun or Brown. I'm not sure.
Okay.
He's recreating the Snake River jump.
Oh, really?
This September.
Oh, I saw that in the news.
Yep.
Like it was in the news yesterday.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. Evel Knievel's star is rising.
Yeah.
And my eyes are getting heavy.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band tee, not just a tee, the band tee from the last show your favorite band ever played. You wore it everywhere. Then your girlfriend started wearing it, which was cute until she dumped you and took it with her, which was not so cute.
Yeah, well, anyway, now you're on eBay. And there it is. Same tee from the same tour. Still living in your memory, rent-free forever.
See, the things you love have a way of finding their way back to you. But eBay isn't just for getting whatever your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend stole back, right?
No, it's also for that rare championship foul ball you caught, then heroically gave to the kid next to you. And where else are you going to find your first car? The one you wish you'd never sold. But now, finally get the chance to take it back home. For good this time.
So shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
If you own a home, you already know stuff breaks. It's not if, it's when. And somehow it's always like the AC in July or the fridge right after you go to the grocery store. That's why you always hear people say they don't make appliances like they used to, because it's kind of true.
That's right. Good thing there's American Home Shield. With an AHS home warranty, they can help fix major home systems and appliance breakdowns like your AC, plumbing, or fridge. And if they can't repair your covered item, they'll replace it, no matter how old it is.
And that's huge because fixing an AC can cost a lot. Like, hey kids, our vacation is canceled a lot. Plus, as a benefit to select plans, you can get real-time video help from live repair experts to troubleshoot home hassles at no extra cost.
Listen, everybody, home ownership is already stressful enough. No need to upset your wallet. So check out American Home Shield now and get 20% off any plan at ahs.com/SYSK and see promo details. See ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including service fees, limitations, and exclusions. American Home Shield. Don't worry, be warranty.
So Chuck, Evel Knievel in '67, he'd started to make a name for himself. He'd been on the Joey Bishop show.
Sure.
And he was going to see a heavyweight fight in Vegas.
Yeah.
And while he was there, he noticed the fountains in front of Caesar's Palace. And he was like, I think I should jump those.
Yeah, they spoke to him apparently.
That'd be a fine thing to jump.
Yeah.
And so he started to try. His star had risen, but he wasn't nearly as famous as he would be in the next few years. So he couldn't immediately get in touch with the president of Caesars.
Right.
Which he needed to, because you got to get permission for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or sponsorship or money or something.
Yeah.
So he needed Caesar's CEO, I think Jay Sarno is his name. He needed his blessing or his help with it. And so to do that, get this, he decides he's going to jump Caesars in November. Mm-hmm. After just 2 months, he's got the whole thing set up and is doing the jump.
Yeah.
But he had to,
New Year's Eve, 1967 is when it happened.
He had to hound the guy, though, to get him to do it. And he actually kind of duped him a little bit.
Yeah, he made up, he made a series of calls from as different people. Sometimes he was a lawyer calling Sarno. Sometimes he was an executive from ABC TV. Sometimes he was from Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, asking, like, is this jump going to happen? I keep hearing about this. And he would, he would take care to mispronounce Evel Knievel's name, his own name.
Very smart.
To make it sound like it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Because what man would mispronounce his own name?
And so I guess Sarno was like, I don't know who this guy is, but everyone's calling me all of a sudden.
Right.
They all sound similar, but they all pronounce his name differently, so couldn't be him.
And it worked. And I think he'd already been on ABC's Wild World of Sports before, right?
Yeah.
And so he went to them and said, hey, dudes, you guys want this? And they said, nah, but film it. And if it's awesome, maybe we'll buy it from you.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was very awesome. He hired his own film crew to the filmmaker John Derek, Bo Derek's later husband.
Okay.
At the time, he was married to Linda Evans.
From Dynasty.
Dynasty.
Who actually filmed this.
Yeah, the very famous shot of the crash was her camera, supposedly.
Yeah.
She was the operator.
The lady from Dynasty.
So he privately hired people to film it. It was he made it over the fountain. It was a beautiful jump, hit the ramp, and he hit it with such force that his hands were just ripped off of the handlebars, and he looked like Super Dave Osborne going over the handlebars, and he just looked like a straw dummy flopping around on the ground.
Yeah.
And it was a magnificent crash.
It really is. It's tough to watch, but I think magnificent is the right word for it.
Yeah, spectacular crash. And he went back to ABC, and they were like, "Oh, we definitely want this footage." And he said, "Well, it's a lot more expensive now."
Listen,
So it kind of worked out for him.
we needed foresight. So Chuck, that when ABC buys this and puts it on Wide World of Sports,
Yeah.
Evel Knievel's star is made,
Yes.
right?
Yep. Legit star.
And that's it. That's the end of Evel Knievel.
That's the end of Evel Knievel Part 1.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do a two-parter, huh?
Yeah, this story is so robust that we're going to have to split it up
Okay.
into 2 parts, and but we'll do a regular listener mail and sign off, right?
Yeah, let's. If you want to know more of Evel Knievel, just you wait for Part 2.
Agreed.
And in the meantime, while you're waiting, it's time for listener mail.
I'm going to call this... Oh, interestingly, it's about ad breaks. Hey guys, love the show. You guys are the dope show for sure.
Right.
I am already a researcher by trade, but your amazing podcast makes me the annoyance of all my friends because I suddenly seem to know about something from everything from poop to nuclear bombs to Barbie. But I'm writing in because I've noticed that when you, Chuck, prompt a commercial break, he always poses a question to you, Josh. Like, Josh, you want to take a break? Mm-hmm. Josh always so willingly complies. Do you ever think he'll say no? Have you ever said no, Josh? Has there ever been a time where you're on such a roll and Chuck asks and you just want to say no in defiance? I'm going to go ahead and let you answer that.
Sometimes I will actually suggest an ad break, and
I'll say
Chuck
no.
will say, "No, let's finish this one part," and I'll say, "Oh, okay."
That gets edited out, though.
Right.
That's what she doesn't get. Likewise, Chuck, have you ever worried that Josh will deny your request for a commercial break in a coup style? I don't know, but every time Chuck says, "Should we take a break?" I just sit on the edge of my seat, waiting to see if Josh pulls a fast one on us. Anyway, you guys are great. Keep on being you. Eagerly awaiting the uprising.
All right.
Ash Hill.
We'll keep an eye out for it then. Maybe we just will do that. I will do that.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sick of getting kicked around with the ad break thing.
Great.
Thank you very much for that email. We appreciate you. If you want to get in touch with us, you can tweet to us at SYSK Podcast. You can join us on Instagram, also at SYSK Podcast. You can join us on Facebook.com/StuffYouShouldKnow. You can send us an email to stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com. And as always, join us at our home on the web, StuffYouShouldKnow.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com.
Hey everybody, here's a fact for you. In the United States, there is a break-in every 26 seconds, and that means that somewhere right now, an intruder is getting closer. And the problem with most security systems is that they only alert you after the break-in has started, and that's too late.
Well, that's what makes SimpliSafe different. They use alerts. SimpliSafe's US-based live agents, they identify threats on your property and help deter them before they actually break in. So the intruder never gets into your house. The crime is stopped before it even starts.
That's right. And another great thing about SimpliSafe is they have no long-term contracts. They give you peace of mind and great value with their monitoring deterrence plans because they just start at about $1 a day.
Yeah, SimpliSafe sent us a setup years back, and I still use mine every day.
Yeah, and apparently setup, you can do it by yourself in under 30 minutes, so it's a really good value and it doesn't take long.
So if you want to experience the SimpliSafe peace of mind, you can take advantage of the SimpliSafe discount offered to Stuff You Should Know listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplisafe.com/stuff. That's half off at simplisafe.com/stuff. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
You know, you could be adored by everyone and still completely ignored by your cat. Trust me, I know. But if you feed your cat Sheba, you can go from being ignored to truly adored in 12 days guaranteed or your money back. Sheba has a full menu of products, appetizers, entrees, treats, even a kitten's menu. It's so cute. So Sheba has a product for even the pickiest eater. Like Sheba Puree, it's made with bone broth, they are chef-inspired flavors, it's got a smooth and creamy texture that cats love, and contains no corn, wheat, soy, or artificial flavors. It's food that your cat's gonna love. To learn more, check out Sheba.com. That's SHEBA.com.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.